Hello and welcome to this hands-on where we will use AWS Codepipeline for continuous delivery of our CRUD application on Elastic Beanstalk. For that, first we need to have an Elastic Beanstalk application and environment, which we do not have. So let us create that, and then we will see what all changes we need in our code for this to happen. Let us give it a name, CRUD app Elastic Beanstalk. Great. And select the platform. And I think we're good. No. But let us first go ahead and create the environment with the sample application, and then we will deploy our application on Elastic Beanstalk through Codepipeline. Create application. And while it is creating application, let us take a look at our code as to if this code is ready for Elastic Beanstalk deployment or not. So we have understood with experience that we need a proc file with a specific entry. So this is a CRUD application and we have a proc file here. Okay. And we need this entry to start the application without PM2 because we do not need PM2 here, and the PM2 script will not work as we are not installing PM2 with the help of user data script in case of Elastic Beanstalk. And it is not needed because proc file will do exactly what PM2 will do. That is, it will ensure that the application is up. Okay. And we also need to ensure that package-lock.json and node_modules, they are not part of the package. So they are not. We have already removed package-lock.json from our code commit repository, and we can check that. Okay, yes. So we do not have in our CRUD app. Yes, it is not there. Proc file is there. Great. And we also need to ensure that the port is 8080 for the environment variable file it is loading. That is env.prod 8080. So env.dev is not getting included in the application package as it is part of git ignore, and hence we do not see it here. So only these are getting packaged in the application. Great. Now all this will ensure deployment on Elastic Beanstalk. Hopefully it should go green. However, are these changes somehow affecting our ability to deploy on EC2 instances? We have seen no, right? We have deployed on EC2 instances successfully the same application that we have here as it is. We have been doing that through Codepipeline and then through code deploy without Codepipeline as well. So why is it working? Because in case of Codepipeline or code deploy, when we are not deploying on Elastic Beanstalk, the appspec.yaml file is playing a role, and it says that create a node directory in, yes, so this is the destination, create a node directory on the EC2 instance, and there you need to copy the application package, and application package is going to be the same, whatever we see here. But to start the application, we need to run this script, and this is sort of pre-start, and this is where we are starting, and this is where we are validating. So let us see the deploy scripts. We have done that, but still we are confirming. Install script installs the node and PM2, and it's deleting the existing node folder. Okay. Run is ensuring that we are in the node folder and we are installing the packages now, okay, by npm install. So we are not installing the packages during build. We will see build spec.yaml as well. It does not have npm install as we had in case of our sample node app without CRUD functionality. And then we are doing npm start, and npm start is the script by which our application is getting started, and this is getting started. npm start is getting the application started from package.json, which has start script. And this start script is not read by Elastic Beanstalk since Procfile is available. So yes, it is complex. I will admit this. But if we understand the concept, if our logic is clear, then I don't think we are getting confused. The same application package, we are able to do build using code build, and the same application package will be deployed on Elastic Beanstalk as well as on EC2 instances, because we have all the necessary files for both these platforms and they are not conflicting with each other. The key is the port on which application is starting is 8080, which is coming from here, and Procfile is used to start application on Elastic Beanstalk, and package.json is used to start application on EC2 instances. Simple. It is very important concept. And we are not doing npm install during build spec, as you can see. We are doing nothing during build spec, just creating the zip because of this. Okay. So if we had included npm install somewhere here, then the application package would have had the node module and package-log.json, and it is known to create issues during deployment. All right. So these were some of the key takeaways. And there's one more question, and that's a very natural one, obvious one. Then why didn't we do all this when we were deploying the sample node app? Why didn't we have to go through all these complications? And the answer is simple. Elastic Beanstalk creates the Procfile with node app.js. So the entry in Procfile will be web node app.js when it does not find any script in package.json. So this is package.json here. And if you can remember, or if you can go back and check, our sample node app did not have the start script, and that is why it was working. And we were not leveraging PM2 there. Okay. That is what I can recall. I'll validate, I'll check that. And if this is not correct, I'll come back and I will explain what is happening there. But as far as my memory serves me, this is what was happening. Okay. So, and we can check that. We can check that. Repositories, sample node app, package.json. Yes, it had start, but it was not using the PM2 script. So the start script is node app.js. So even if Procfile was getting created, it was like web is npm start, and npm start is ultimately calling node app.js. So effect is the same. Great. Now that we have understood all this, we have discussed all this, I believe our application environment is almost ready. Let us create the code pipeline as well. Okay. All right. The pipeline is This time we will give it the name CPEBS. Existing service role. Now these are the same processes. We do not have to we do not have to change anything here. Source is still the code commit, and repository is CRUD app, and branch is master, and next build provider is code build, and we do not want to create the project. We are good with the project that we have. Next deploy provider is code deploy, and application name is the same that we have been using. Is it right? No. This is where we need to make the change. Now this time it is going to be Beanstalk, Elastic Beanstalk. In Asia Pacific region, and the application name is CRUD app EBS. Before that, let us ensure that the CRUD app EBS is up and running, and then only we will proceed, and the environment name will be this. Okay, let us refresh the page. I believe it should be up by now. Yes, it is up by now. So this is what we have, and we will make it into this. Okay, and next, and create pipeline, and it will go through the process of creating the package. First, identifying the source code, in progress, creating the package by build, and it will be deployed this time on Elastic Beanstalk, and fingers crossed, because so far we were manually creating the package that we were deploying on Elastic Beanstalk. This time, the package that is going to be deployed on Elastic Beanstalk is the package created by code build. It is not the package that we are creating by issuing the command and taking out certain files and folders. All right, great. So I will pause this video and I'll come when the deploy stage is kicked, which should be any time now. Still, allow me to pause so that we can save on some time here. So now Elastic Beanstalk deployment has kicked in, and as you can see, it started showing up on Elastic Beanstalk's interface as well. EBS is another service by AWS called Elastic Block Storage. I really need to find a different name for Elastic Beanstalk. Okay. So it just says it succeeded. Let us test that. Okay. So far so good. Fingers crossed. Yep. And now it is the same version here, right? Yes. And now let us confirm things by sending the API calls through this. And Elastic Beanstalk environment. And guys, it's always important to check the API calls, because it is possible that the UI is up, and the UI is up means these two are up. Where is app.js? Yep, these two are the UI, right? And what we have in CRUD controller.js, the 6 APIs, we are going to test it through Postman. Okay. Sounds good. And fingers crossed once again. Send. Yeah. And it succeeded, because the service role of Elastic Beanstalk in the manual section, when we were deploying the CRUD app on Elastic Beanstalk manually, we gave it the privilege to DynamoDB action. Otherwise, it won't have worked. Please remember this as well. Insert data. Now it is good. I'm sure all the 6 API calls are going to go through. So your 2 routes for EJS and 6 API calls. You're good with all these 8 routes. Wonderful. That's it. And in the next session, let us do something interesting, wherein we will add the manual approval stage. And after deployment on Elastic Beanstalk, we will actually do a deployment on an EC2 instance. But there is one more thing that we can do here, right? We can modify and see if Elastic Beanstalk pipeline kicks in. Let us do that, because that will be the true test. Okay. Color. I will be after colors once again. I'm running out of code commit messages here. Okay. This time, yellow. I don't know if it's yellow. Okay, lighter colors. Good. And save this. And git status is, git add, git commit, message. No, the spelling's wrong. And changed index color for code pipeline for EBS. Great. And commit is still wrongly spelled. Now it is good. Git push. Wonderful. Where is the pipeline? Here is the pipeline. Now, this will be interesting that the deployment on on Elastic Beanstalk will happen as soon as we do the code push on code commit with the help of code pipeline. Succeeded just now. So I'll pause this recording and I will resume once the deployment has succeeded or if we face some issues. So it succeeded just now. And oh, it refreshed. So we have a light color finally. Great. That's it for this session, guys. Thank you and looking forward to seeing you in the next session.